Building on yesterday's video, I'm going to talk about death some more. As I've mentioned before, I do voiceovers the day after the fact, so this for me isn't so much like talking about death again as it is more so still talking about death. Just thought I'd mention that. People only pay attention to two things, beginnings and endings. Historically, the start of a leader's reign and their overthrow or demise, the beginning and end dates of wars. In fiction, after meeting your characters and understanding their plight, how many of you have flipped to the back and read the ending? Be honest. And in our celebrity-obsessed culture, debut albums and hype, menswear was on top of the pops before their first record even... Honestly? Menswear? Nobody? Menswear. No? And in terms of endings, who really cared what Whitney was up to before she turned up dead? I could say the same for Michael Jackson and Justin Bieber, but one of those is just wishful thinking. Death is a huge career changer. What the duh? Financially, dying is the best thing that ever happened to Tupac. Death is a huge moneymaker and a massive attention magnet. Death is universal, irreversible, and ultimate. There has never been a society since the dawn of humanity that ignores death. The Egyptians spent their whole lives preparing for it, the Aztecs literally started their days with it, and we run from it, vitamin supplements clutched between our sweaty, greasy fingers. Death draws a line beneath an existence and leaves the survivors with the most beloved of human indulgences: oversimplification. James Dean was only in 3 motion pictures in his short career, a career that was cut far too short, as many will agree. However, he's not remembered as a pioneer of method acting or as a major player in shaping modern cinema. He's remembered as... People are embalmed by their identities upon their demise, and just like James died and will always be remembered as a rebel, the boys from Chester will always be soldiers, and those day kids on the news will always be victims. And those zombie-attacked victims will always be Hamburger. Now you may say, these are distant celebrities, we only ever get to know their mediated personas, how are we supposed to remember them as real people? When real people die, they cease being active participants in our life and become lingering remnant influences. Like fleeting dreams, we can only grasp at their memories or imagine how they could have continued if their existence hadn't been cut short. They become chained to their era, and even though we can imagine what they would do or say in this or that situation and say that we're honoring them, we're just indulging our own nostalgia, selfishly and vainly, because they don't need us to remember them. Us who need us to remember them. And even though right now the thing I want in all of existence the most is to be remembered, once I'm actually in that position of possibly being remembered, it won't matter to me one way or the other, because I'll be dead. In Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, the Fool Feste points out that if you believe somebody is a good person and you believe in an afterlife, then there's no reason to mourn their passing, because they're in paradise. And to wish that they weren't is kind of a crappy move. You'll see me tomorrow.